Wally and his world tour. So here we go. Wally the Green Monster was enjoying another season as the mascot for the Boston Red Sox. He decided that the All-Star break was the perfect time to take a trip around the world. He planned to visit fascinating places and meet many Red Sox fans along the way. With his passport in hand, Wally left Fenway Park in a luxurious limousine. Now that's the way to travel, in a limousine. And headed to Boston's Logan Airport. At the airport, Wally placed his red shoes through the X-ray machine and walked through the airport terminal. Airport workers were thrilled to see the world-famous mascot. They cheered, "Hello, Wally. Where are you off to this time?" And here's some pictures of Wally getting into his limousine. I mean, now that's class right there for him to go into a limousine like that to go to the airport. He had a nice ride to the airport. Wally boarded his private, how about this, his private jet. Well, I guess that's really the only way you could do it, right? If you only had time at the All-Star break, you'd have to have a private jet. But wasn't that nice of the Red Sox to provide that? So Wally boarded his private jet and settled into his cozy seat. He knew that this would be a very long journey and was excited to get underway. The jet zoomed down the runway at Logan Airport and lifted high into the sky. The mascot enjoyed spectacular views of the Boston skyline, even spied Fenway Park down below. Goodbye, Boston, thought the mascot. What a beautiful sight that was, looking down at the city and looking at Fenway Park. Wally finally arrived at his first stop, Ireland. From the capital city of Dublin, Wally drove through the beautiful Irish countryside to this famous Blarney Castle. A gentleman spotted the friendly mascot and said, "Hello, Wally." Everybody knows Wally. Even in Ireland, they know Wally. "Welcome to Ireland." To celebrate his arrival, Wally climbed to the top of the castle and kissed the famous Blarney Stone for good luck. Feeling lucky, Wally dressed in a kilt and played bagpipes. "Well done, Wally," said onlookers. Well, from Ireland, it was a short trip to London, England, where he heard about the famous fish and chips served in England. So he stopped at the local restaurant to try for himself. Delicious, thought Wally. And of course, Wally, a number of years later, went with the Red Sox to London when they played a series against the Yankees there. Next, it was time to go sightseeing in London. Wally stopped at Buckingham Palace, where he spotted Red Sox fans. They're all over the place. They know Wally everywhere. The fans said, "Cheerio, Wally." Big Ben was Wally's next stop. And at Big Ben, Wally noticed it was time to make his way to his next destination. Now, there's Big Ben, as you can see over here, right here, Big Ben, Wally in England. So now we go to his next stop. From England, Wally traveled through France by train through the English Channel Tunnel. The train took the mascot through the French countryside before stopping in France's capital city, Paris. Wally arrived in France in time for the famous Tour de France, the world's best-known bicycle race. Wally hopped on a bike and pedaled to victory. Along the way, his fans cheered, "Go, Wally, go." They even know him in France. They know him every place, and he had the guts to get on this trip for him. That was amazing. Well, next it was time to head to the Eiffel Tower. Wally was so impressed by the structure, he decided to paint it. "Bonjour, Wally," said his friends. And here you can see the big Eiffel Tower on the book that Wally got a chance to see. That was beautiful. From Paris, Wally continued in Europe by heading north to the Netherlands. The mascot stopped at a windmill and admired the fields of fresh flowers. Wally's Dutch fans cheered, "Hello, Wally." So even, all through Europe, the Netherlands, everybody knows Wally. In Germany, Wally visited a Bavarian village where he was greeted by music playing an alpine horn. The musician called Guten Tag, Wally. Now, that's located in southeast Germany. Bavaria is the largest state in Germany. Wally's adventures took him next to Rome, Italy. Now, this is beautiful. Wally was inspired by a Roman Colosseum. He thought that it would be great fun to watch a Red Sox game there. The only problem with that is it's kind of like a half a stadium, so I don't know. We wouldn't get a full house, but it still would be a beautiful place to play. He took a tour and learned all about the Coliseum's rich history and the events that were held there so long ago. The mascot even dressed in a Roman gladiator attire. Fans nearby said, "You are so brave, Wally." But Wally continued to another famous Italian landmark, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Not surprisingly, Wally ran into more Red Sox fans at the Cricket Tower, posting for a picture as if he was holding up the tower. Wally made everyone laugh. The Leaning Tower of Pisa began leaning soon after it was constructed in 1173. That's a long time, but there's a nice picture of Wally near the Leaning Tower, as you can see right there. After a busy day of sightseeing in Italy, Wally was hungry. So guess what he stopped for? He stopped at a pizzeria and learned how to toss a pizza dough high in the air. And after attempts, the mascot finally got the hang of it. The chef cheered, "Cheerio, Wally." So now he knows how to make a pizza. This is incredible, the pace that he's going at on this worldwide trip. Wally headed south to the continent of Africa. In Egypt, the mascot explored the Great Pyramids of Giza. Wally toured the grounds with an archaeologist who told the mascot many fascinating facts about the pyramids and how they were made many, many years ago. The archaeologist said, "Hello, Wally." So even there in Egypt, they know Wally. Continuing south along the Nile River, Wally's next stop was a little African market in Kenya. Wally was amazed at the beauty of the handmade items that were for sale. He picked several gifts up for Red Sox players before continuing his way. Now, here's a great example of Wally, always thinking about the players and buying gifts for him at the Nile River. Wally traveled to Tanzania for an African safari. Venturing onto the Serengeti was a thrill as he was able to observe amazing wildlife in their natural habitat. Wally felt a little nervous when he came across some big cats. A lion roared, "Hello, Wally." So even the lions know Wally. From Africa, it was a long, long journey to Asia. Wally's next stop in India, Wally visited the Taj Mahal. Wally turned to the grounds and learned that the mansion was built by an emperor in memory of his beloved wife. A tour guide welcomed Wally to India and said, "Namaste, Wally." The Taj Mahal is located in Agra, in India, and you can see it right here on the left side of the page. So a very nice spot for Wally to visit. Now this one gets interesting. In India, Wally tried his hand at cricket, another sport played with a bat and a ball. Wally discovered, though, unlike baseball, there were only two bases in this sport, and games could sometimes last for days. Well, sometimes Red Sox games seem to last for days, too. But these cricket game goes a long time. Wally's next stop was Nepal, a small country just north of India. With the help of a skilled guide, Wally scaled to the summit of Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain. "Way to climb, Wally," said the mountain guide. Wally's got big stamina to be able to climb that mountain. The mascot's next stop was the Great Wall of China, and this is really incredible. Wally was amazed to see the wall and seemed to go on forever. Wally walked and walked and walked until he tired himself out. Along the way, the mascot ran into Chinese fans. They cheered, "New York, Wally." And look at the Great Wall of China. Look how long that is. That's absolutely amazing. And Wally walked all that distance. That's incredible. Well, we move on. In Hong Kong, Wally set sail aboard a boat in Victoria Harbor, where he enjoyed spectacular views of Hong Kong's magnificent skyline. Continuing in Asia, Wally's next stop was Tokyo, Japan. Now, we've been to Japan with the Red Sox many years ago, but Wally was there before we even got there. Wally toured the streets of Tokyo and marveled at how busy it was. It is very busy. It's like Times Square in New York. Wally ran into Red Sox fans everywhere. "Konnichiwa, Wally," they cheered. The greater Tokyo area, with a population of 35 million people, is the world's most populous metropolitan area. But still, people knew Wally. Now, this was a funny one. It was time for Wally to get sporty. He wanted to watch a sumo wrestling match, but soon found himself in the ring against a fierce Japanese warrior. Wally tried his best, but lost the match. His opponent said, "Nice try, Wally." Well, Wally will get him next time when he gets into sumo wrestling shape. I'm sure of that. Wally knew that baseball was popular in Japan, so he joined a Red Sox scout at a baseball game. The Red Sox were watching a famous Japanese pitcher the team hoped to bring to Boston next season. "He sure could look good in a Red Sox uniform," said the baseball scout. Baseball was first played in Japan in 1878 and is today one of the most popular sports in the country. After the game, Wally clowned around with the Japanese team's mascot. He wasn't sure that the mascot he was, but he made sure Wally laughed. The mascot said to Wally, "Let's go Red Sox." So even in Japan, they know Wally. They know Wally all over the world. Wally the Green Monster continued down under to Australia. At Sydney Harbour, Wally enjoyed views of the world-famous Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Sydney Opera House aboard a yacht. Now, Wally's been on a private plane. He's been on a yacht. I mean, this guy's living the high road right now. In the Australian outback, Wally came across spectacular wildlife, including kangaroos and koala bears. Wally's tour guide called, "G'day, Wally, welcome to Australia." Wally grabbed his diving gear and dove into the South Pacific Ocean along the Great Barrier Reef, where he observed amazing marine life. The green sea turtle spotted the mascot and snapped, "Hello, Wally." So again, everybody knows Wally, even the South Pacific Ocean, they know Wally. And I gotta say something, this has been some kind of trip for like only 3 or 4 days off of the All-Star break, so you can imagine the stamina that Wally has. But from Australia, Wally flew over the Pacific Ocean to South America. In Brazil, the mascot joined the national soccer team. Wally amazed his teammates with his soccer skills, and he kicked a game-winning goal. "Goal, Wally!" cheered his teammates as they celebrated the victory. Wally paddled down the Amazon River, stopping along the way to visit his friends and fans. "Hello, Wally," cheered the fans. Wally is more popular than anybody on the Red Sox, believe me. Well, Wally traveled all the way to the southern tip of South America, where he boarded a boat for a journey to Antarctica, the last of 7 continents on Wally's journey around the world. Wally bundled up and joined a group of penguins as they waddled across the ice. The penguins said, "Hello, Wally," and Wally kind of felt like that might be a good time to teach the penguins some hockey while they were on the ice. Wally headed back to North America, all the way back to Mexico. He admired ancient Maya structures and was interested to learn how they were built. "Hola, Wally," cheered the fellow sightseers. Next, Wally traveled across the Caribbean Sea before stopping at the Dominican Republic. Wally knew that several famous Red Sox players, and I might add in Pedro Martinez and David Ortiz, were born in the Dominican Republic. He also knew that baseball was played in sandlots all over the island. Wally visited a game and joined a Red Sox scout as they watched for talented youngsters. One kid wearing a Red Sox jersey said, "Hello, Wally." And the Red Sox are very popular down in the Dominican because of all the great players that have played for the Red Sox. Knowing his vacation was winding down, Wally found a beach where he soaked in the sun. Now, that's a smart move. He had a fun trip, but he knew it was time to go home. I hope he didn't get tanned too badly laying on the beach in the Caribbean. Finally, Wally made it back to Boston and his home at Fenway Park. He climbed into his warm, cozy bed and started to think about his travels and all the nice people he had met along the way. As Wally drifted off to sleep, he thought, "Go Red Sox, good night, Wally." And there's Wally finally falling asleep in his bed after this very long journey. But what a popular journey it was for Wally. He knew so many people along the way. And it's a great pleasure for me to be able to read this to him today. And I hope this picks up a little bit of his spirits. I know he's been a little bit down because of the lack of fans at Fenway Park, no baseball. But just by reading this book to him, I hope he remembers that great vacation that he was on And maybe someday we can do it together and go on another vacation. I would enjoy that. So good, Wally, hang with him.